El Oso Blanco, Luis Bruno, 41 years old, fighting out of North Bergen, New Jersey. Has some boxing experience, got into pro wrestling, which he called the worst thing that he ever did. One of several new power slap athletes that was brought in by Sin Bodhi, the former WWE wrestler, who has become a manager for a lot of these guys and really funneled them into power slap.
You know, I was talking to this guy earlier, and I was truly moved when I spoke to him because he broke down in tears on the phone when we were having a conversation. He's doing this to, you know, raise money for his family, for his wife, Mimi, his 3 kids, Julie, Jordy, and Jackson. This is a man that works incredibly hard. He drives a truck 78 hours a week. He does professional wrestling at the weekends. He does security. He's now doing power slap. All he wants to do is give his family a better life, and that's not, and it's something that's he hasn't been able to provide, even though he is working so hard. And I told him, you should be proud of yourself. There's a lot of deadbeats out there, but you were working endlessly to make that goal happen. Be proud of yourself.
Hagerstown, Maryland native Miles Jackson was on season 2, a road to the title, won his only match by DQ, went 2-1 as an amateur boxer with a couple of KOs after season 2. Been training hard to get ready for this one, Michael.
Yeah, one of the things that he's been doing, which is kind of interesting, is wearing 6-pound weights on his wrists all day long. Even when he's at work, he's got 6 pounds weights on his wrists, and he feels like that's going to translate to more power as he strikes. Now, I don't know if it will. My strength and conditioning background is telling me otherwise. You know, you want to do less reps at a heavier weight, but we'll see how it pans out.
Bruno and Jackson, here is the tail of the tape. An older man is the 6'9" Bruno. These are the 2 of the taller competitors that we have had in power slap. To get things going, let's send it back to our announcer, Justin Bernard.
Ladies and gentlemen, this match is 3 rounds in the power slap heavyweight division. Introducing to you first in the blue corner. He stands 6 feet 9 inches tall, weighing in at 250 pounds. Out of North Bergen, New Jersey, Luis El Oso Blanco, Bruno. And now introducing his opponent in the red corner. He stands 6 feet 5.5 inches tall, weighing in at 252.5 pounds. Out of Hagerstown, Maryland, Miles Bone Crusher Jackson. Come on, man. And when the action begins, your referee in charge, Kerry Hatley. Winner of the coin toss and striking first, Luis Bruno.
So Bruno, 6'9", big guy, 79-inch reach, massive wingspan.
Here we go.
Skinny neck, let's go.
Fight that as hard as you can.
Someone's shouting out there that Jackson's got a skinny neck.
And then keep, Bruno.
Up just a little bit.
It's not a lie. You can definitely see the advantage of thickness on the side of Bruno.
And then feet.
He's so massive, but sometimes I don't know if that's necessarily an advantage to be this tall when you have to bend down so low and you're almost striking down.
If you can use it properly, it's a massive range of motion.
That's good. You're in the
Create
box.
that torque.
There's your measure.
If you use the correct rotation, if you go all the way back.
Nice and hard.
2.
As I said, Bruno's got a lot of motivation.
Wow!
Good shot.
Great shot.
Good job, Miles.
Debut.
Make sure you
Nailed it.
You got
Right
this,
on the
buddy.
button.
You got this. Let me just go.
Jackson a little bit.
Focus up. Accuracy.
Takes it.
Don't be straight.
Well, had to take a step back to remain on his feet,
Eat
but
this shit, baby. Let's go.
certainly a good
You
first
got this,
lap.
go,
Miles. You hit way harder.
Okay, same thing, just a little
He doesn't
bit.
He
have
was
Chin.
definitely
Stand right there,
stunned
chin
for
up.
a moment, but
Do
a
not
hell of a
move,
job
okay?
by
You're
Miles
perfect right
Jackson
there.
to stay on his feet.
Red.
Let's see what he can deliver here with his first slap of the match.
Right on one. Okay, right on one. That's your measure. Right on one. There's your measure.
That's easy.
Oh,
That's easy.
speed kills, baby. That was fast.
Easy, Bruno.
Okay,
Whoa.
I see you, Bone Crusher.
That's easy work, Bruno.
6 pounds on the
Okay, go
weights.
Let's go,
on the wrist.
Rocked him. Nice one.
Fuck it.
Rocked him, brother.
Fuck it. You ate that shit.
Couple more, 2 more.
You ate that shit.
You gotta fuck him up.
See.
That was your round. Let's keep it up, all right?
That's
Let's
an
go.
interesting round
Let's
to
go,
score
baby.
because,
Let's
of course,
continue
the
this shit.
speed and the shock factor was on the side of Miles
You know what to
Jackson,
do.
but I still think that Bruno landed the heavier shot, stumbled him, forced him to step back a little bit. Sorry, Bruno, to be fair.
That was pretty darn
Good looking
close,
right
but if
there.
you had to
Or
give
you
it to
want
somebody,
about
you'd probably give it to Bruno.
I think
Hand
so.
and feet.
Don't
Yeah,
move.
10
Hand and
Hand
feet.
count, Blue. Hand
Right on
count.
3.
Okay, right on 3, right on 3.
Here
Comes
You
that
must measure.
massive
Hand and
wingspan
feet.
of
There's your measure.
El Oso Blanco.
There you go. Nice and hard, Bruno. Put it on him.
1, 2,
Bite!
Bruno with another monster slap.
He almost
Hey, he didn't like
went
that
down.
shit. He didn't like
thought
that
he
shit.
was gonna hit the
do what you
counters.
just did.
All right. Come here.
Lie down and eat that
How do you
shit,
feel?
okay? Ain't nothing. Ain't that shit.
Let's hang out for a second. Just make sure.
So he was hurt
Hand
there.
is straight.
Look at this shot.
Yeah, I know. Just
Boom.
hand straighter. And just when you bite down,
You see there,
okay?
He come
What
up.
a chin on Miles Jackson.
Come up a little bit. Yeah.
Lie
Okay,
down and
here
eat
we go.
this, Bruno.
Jackson
Come on,
Okay,
Mom!
you're set.
Can't get him
Don't
out
move.
of there.
took a
Okay.
big
Lie down
shot
and eat.
there, so it does detract
Right on
from the
1,
power
right
that
on
you
1. You
have.
must
It drains you a little
measure.
bit, right? That
There's your
power
you-
bar goes
That ain't
down.
nothing.
He dropped him.
That's it, he's
To the
done.
wall.
He's out. He ain't moving. He's stiff as a
Get
board.
back over there.
Referee.
Miles Jackson getting it done in his debut.
He's unconscious with the eyes open.
Yes. Foul. Clubbing.
That was a
I was afraid of that. It was a little low. They're calling a
Replay,
clubbing
brother.
foul. That'll be a
his
DQ.
neck.
He goes from a W to a loss.
Bruno
Let's watch
still
it.
ain't
Let's watch it.
moving.
Let's watch it. Let's watch it.
Confirm. Club.
Let's watch it.
Let's have a look here.
Got you. Hey, chill.
You're hitting.
That was low.
That was clean.
That was low.
We can watch that from every angle. That's all hands. No, don't try to say I was coming out.
That was in his neck.
Hit his
That was good.
shoulder
That was good.
first.
That's all
Clubbing.
neck. That's all neck. That's all neck.
Sleep.
Hey, chill for a little
Oh, man.
It is a foul.
Chill, just lay down for a couple minutes. Lay down for, hey, Bruno.
That's brutal.
No. You need to lay down for a little bit.
I think the shot was low, but here's my question. When you look at that, we were calling a flinching foul earlier. You could make the argument that Bruno moved a little bit too.
Yeah, well, it's definitely debatable. I understand why Miles Jackson is kind of fired up because
It was low.
it was a little bit low.
But why was it
It's all
low?
right, Miles. It's all right.
First of all,
you did fucking
I
good,
was
man.
happy to
You
see
got the
that
knockout. We know
Bruno
what happened. We know what happened, right,
was
brother?
awake.
We know what happened, brother.
He's annoyed, he's pissed
let's get
off.
that
That's a
rematch.
good sign, though. It means he's going to be okay. Miles Bruno,
Tall for fucking
he
nothing.
is pissed off right now because he's about to
Oh,
get
no, you gotta
disqualified if the
highlight that,
referees
brother.
don't change
You know you
it.
gotta highlight.
Miles Jackson.
You gotta
Miles
highlight.
Jackson part of it.
Whereas Bruno, here's the thing. I think both guys were really impressive. You could see that Bruno
Yeah.
had some
Take your place,
power.
bro.
Miles Jackson ate a couple of monster shots from Bruno. Didn't lose
speed-
anything on the power bar.
The speed of
And then lands
Jackson
that
was-
shot. Let's make this official now with Justin Bernard.
Ladies and gentlemen, referee Kerry Hatley calls a stop to the match in round number 2, declaring the winner by disqualification due to clubbing, Luis El Oso Blanco Bruno.
So the thing is, for Bruno right now, he's won, but he probably has no idea what's happening. I've been there myself. I've been knocked out. It takes a while before you truly, get your bearings and get your marbles back and figure out what day of the week it is. So right now, you can tell Bruno, you won the fight. It ain't going in.